and welcome back as always. We're back again.
Hi.
We're going to be watching more of The Dragon Prince. We are on episode 5 of season 2, 205.
Okay.
This one's called Breaking the Seal.
Oh,
Breaking the Seal.
of all those
I have an idea.
documents.
that's right too.
I can't believe Viren's getting away
You're
with all this
saying
stuff.
He
needs
When you
some
say value,
Oh my God.
eventually I'll get the names. We do that all the time because even with Game of Thrones, it took us forever to get the characters' names right. But we
He
try
needs
not to
some
look up
value.
anything because we don't want to be spoiled.
High value.
But that's really awesome. Viren for Valium. But yeah, like he's pushing the limits greatly
Oh my
because
God,
he is acting like King Regent or something, right? And,
Yeah,
or I don't know
he
what
just-
he's acting like, but
He's just faking it to make it.
That's
yeah,
right.
he's threatening
Definitely.
people and trying to get things his way and doing the actual seal of the king
Yeah.
or something. Like, that's messed up. Yeah, the poor
Sure
Crowlord guy or assistant,
I know.
whoever he is, who's just trying to do his
I
job. And
know.
he's like,
Yeah.
don't kill me.
Please
don't
rate
hurt
me.
Oh my
Yeah, can you
God.
rate me? That's right. It's
That's
like an
right.
app. That's great. I love the humor. It's awesome. Well, going to Callum now, I'm really happy that he decided not to try to kill himself. Not that he wanted to kill himself,
No, but he just
but he's trying to find a
optimistic.
connection to the Sky
Yes.
Arcanum. And humans can't do that. I'm really hoping he does at some point, though. I feel like they're
Yeah.
leading it up to that, but I'm really hoping
You
there's
know,
a breakthrough
I have
somewhere.
a feeling he might have some kind of power within himself.
He did say he could feel the lightning, and when he was talking about it to Rayla, even Zim was like, he's a storm dragon, so he feels that kind of stuff. So I feel that's true. Like, I feel like that is
Right.
going to be a thing. Like, he does actually feel.
And plus, with his
The
brother,
sky.
he can speak to, he knows about animals.
Animals,
He
yeah.
can
Communicate with them
he can
pretty well.
Right. So
Like, actually have conversations, it
know.
sounds like, with
Definitely.
Fifi. And
if it's from their mother, maybe it's from their
Oh,
mother's
okay.
side because that's
yeah,
they're
maybe
connected,
she has
right?
some magic in her or something, you know?
They have the same mom,
Yeah, and we don't know really anything about her.
right?
We saw the statue. You know, that's Amaya's sister, I guess. You know, but we don't really know anything about her. So it would be kind of nice to hear like more history on that.
Something, yes.
But yeah, so I'm glad Callum didn't kill himself, and
Yeah.
that whole
Yes.
dramatic scene with him bringing Zim back. He's
Oh,
like,
I
"You're
know,
struck
that's
by
right.
lightning."
Oh,
Oh, but he's okay. Again, I love that
That's
humor,
good.
but they're all like, "Oh my God, the fate of the world! What did you do?" But he gets it. He's like, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It was stupid. I was obsessed with actually learning this power." And but he's motivated and he's positive. He's really trying hard to learn something that's unheard of for humans.
Exactly. Yes.
And that crazy pirate was hilarious, and his
Oh
bird.
my God,
Catch
with the
Very
pirate.
smart.
Yeah.
Parrot.
That parrot's funny.
I know! And he can actually understand English and
Yes,
communicate well,
yeah.
you know? It's funny.
Right, yeah.
And I want to learn more about this magic mirror on the
Yeah,
wall.
magic
That's
mirror.
right. That Valium.
Who's the fairest of them all?
I know. Breaking the seal.
Previously on the Dragon Prince.
Most important things
That was great.
I've written down.
Aw. Seal.
Oh.
Seal.
Now I don't know.
What'd you do?
Amaya reports that elven forces are gathering on the Zadian side of the breach.
See the sparkly hands? So, is that the person in the mirror?
Yes. Oh.
Halt! Dismount, disarm, and proceed alone to the meeting point. Welcome. How gracious.
It's a big scroll.
You would be the regent of Katalis until Ezran comes of age.
It is humbling to be trusted with the boy's education and training,
Yeah.
as well as
Liar.
decisions of state.
I apologize for my lateness.
Queen Anya of Durin, how you've grown.
Will your regent be joining us soon?
Oh
I
my
speak for
God.
myself now, and for my people.
Yes, this is a very serious situation. I
Oh.
intend no
him.
offense.
It seems I am a crown without an adult, and you're an adult without a crown. Let's just begin.
Good for her. Yes.
Dis.
After centuries of fighting
Wow,
amongst ourselves, the
topographical.
5 human kingdoms,
Wow. It's better than a PowerPoint.
Ooh, look at that.
the Dragon Queen sent assassins,
With evil glowing eyes.
moon shadow elves, dragons, flying high above the towns of
Wow, what a
Katalis.
presentation.
Ooh.
I see fire raining down, death and destruction everywhere.
Great special effects.
Time to stop
Right? The
Zadian
presentation is
now.
amazing.
That's pretty cool.
That is all.
Fight beside each other to drive back this threat.
I don't know if she's gonna buy it. Oh, she's
for real.
Yeah, she doesn't make the wall.
He is entertaining.
Sweet land.
Distant smell of land. eh?
Oh, distant.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
There it is. That's a smart bird.
That's right. Oh, my God.
boring.
I'll give a nap.
It's a nap right here.
Yeah, that's right. I have a feeling it's going to be
That's
breaking
hard,
the
but-
seal.
The kingdom of Delbar will join.
Undecided.
I had a feeling she was gonna
Yeah.
do that way.
I had a
She
feeling she
didn't.
would.
It means I've yet to make up my mind.
This
Yeah.
is why we need an adult. A leader who
Oh
can
my
make strong
God.
choices for their kingdom.
I may be a child, but apparently I'm the least impulsive of us all. We'll do what everyone else does, a decision.
Yeah, that's right.
It's true.
He's got a fair point.
You are a young queen.
Let me
but
put a spell on
evidently
you.
Far
Yeah, okay.
wiser than your years.
Sweet words can be more dangerous than hidden daggers.
Sending a message.
Yeah,
to
she's
him.
good.
Year-old
Good for her.
half the words you just
She's
said.
like Liana
Still
Mormont.
back about eating his vegetables.
9 years ago, my oldest friend, Prince Harrow, became the king of Catalis.
Poor hero. See, that's a nice
I want to
kingdom.
make a difference, Sarai.
You will.
Aw.
Oh, look at it. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool. That's right.
Aw.
Young king with a beautiful family.
Can you imagine doing that?
Oh, my
Are
goodness,
we
yeah.
done yet? Looks pretty done to me.
Yes, you can all move now.
They're not smiling in the portrait.
Oh, hold on, you're not free yet. I'm afraid the king has to pose for one more.
Aw.
All right, ready?
Why don't you join me, Viren?
But this is your official portrait as king.
I know you will stand by me through anything.
Oh boy, through anything.
It seems like he had a good heart at
Yeah,
one
he,
point.
they
though.
do, he
yeah.
does look genuine there.
Yeah.
I
Eh.
brought you a surprise.
Jelly tarts in bed?
As
Look at that. That's right.
Oh, someone's
the very
inherited your
beginning.
sweet tooth.
Oh, he's
He's so
cute. Look
young.
how
I was a
cute.
lucky boy, born a prince as I was. What did I do except being born with everything?
You are humble, ungrateful, and kind.
Lady Justice came to me in a dream.
Lady Justice, huh?
She was wearing her robe.
Boring dream.
A boring dream.
Go on. You chose the blindfold.
I did. She said the blindfold gives us a way to test the system. That a fair system should be fair no matter the accident of my birth.
You're especially inspiring when you say things like that with jelly smeared on your nose.
What?
Oh, happy life.
Yeah.
Of all the people of
There's Amaya.
Catalis, a servant king.
yeah, that's right.
I think so. Looks like her.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who these unexpected guests were?
They were my parents.
Yes.
Oh, he's so cute.
They're like in sync.
So
Yeah.
that's weird because
my
I thought he was
goodness,
just
he is.
mimicking him,
Yeah.
but now he's just.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they have a connection. Look at them.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's like, hey, I'm jealous.
That's
Oh,
odd.
that's right.
Aw, I
What
was like,
about
what's
me?
this about? Oh, oh, he huffed.
No.
Oh,
Oh, poor thing. Oh.
oh,
He thinks he's losing his.
He's got knocked silly.
I'm serious. Leave me alone.
Oh,
I could use a little extra
Ooh,
light.
good.
he's smart.
Yeah.
Oh,
now his eyes
Paris,
are
the
glowing
queens
again.
of Durin.
The kingdom of Duran has been suffering from a terrible famine for nearly 7 years. And 100,000 people will die.
The kingdom of Catalis will share all that we have with the people of Durin.
100,000 people will still die, but half of them will be from our own kingdom.
We will share whatever we have with them. And we will share in their suffering.
That's a hard decision, but...
I have been doing research.
Yes, I can see that.
It's a piece of a great monster, a rocky giant who lives high in the mountains. A magma titan. If we can hunt this monster and slay it, I can use the heart of the titan in a powerful spell that will warm the land. I was not the king's closest advisor.
His wife.
His wife.
And she's good.
What a woman.
Oh!
Oh my God.
They were betting.
Is it intelligent? Does it have a family?
Good. A lot of good
I
questions.
sincerely doubt it has a family.
That's going to take decades of hard work.
She's awesome.
There's no
Yeah,
monster
she
you
sure
can
is.
slay and solve all your problems. This is going to be a very slippery slope.
Oh boy.
It's our only chance. I
Reluctantly.
thought you disapproved.
I disagree. I think this was in our marriage vows, right? Something about keeping you alive when you're acting like a brave idiot.
Aw, she's good. It's a sign, don't go.
Yeah.
Thunder, the king of the dragons, patrols the skies from dawn until dusk. So we will enter Zadia at sundown. We'll find the right spot and get the job done.
She has long hair. I want to know what she said. Oh God, what does she have? Am I like a big sledgehammer?
The night is short.
It's dark and full of terrors. So is that like a beacon, like what Claudia used to track Callum and Ezra before?
Right.
I guess so.
And
Must
Rayla.
be.
Probably to find it.
Ooh.
Oh, it's going, yep.
We found the Titan, but it
He's
wasn't
dead?
what we expected. If it's dead, we don't need to kill it. We just open it up and take what we need.
When they go and get it.
Oh yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, he's going to get the parents.
Yeah, she has like
Did
a big
he do this
sledgehammer.
on purpose?
Don't miss.
There are words he hasn't said to me, and they're all right in there. Once I read the last word, then he'll really be gone.
Oh, he
cute.
understands. Open it.
And now he's gonna do.
I hope Viren didn't
Oh,
trap them.
Let's
'cause
see. Mm-hmm.
he opened it. Whoa. Uh-oh. Yep.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
He was sleeping.
That was impressive.
Oh,
Ah.
boy.
Nuts. Okay, and then credits.
Oh, gee. Oh, God.
Blindfolded.
Blindfolded.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's what he
when they got the
chose.
That's
blindfold.
right.
Aw.
I noticed their crowns are different. She has a slants
Yeah.
on hers.
And that was the young
What the girl
queen.
was wearing, right?
Yes, the
That's
young
right,
queen.
yeah.
Oh,
look at that.
so cute.
Bait misses those days.
Yeah, look at. Whoa.
Oh, that's a cool picture.
It's
It is.
great.
Amaya and Sarai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Angry
Oh
guy
my God. Yeah.
with broccoli. Like, why is he angry? Because he has
Oh my
broccoli. So we've been seeing a couple people in the credits where we don't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's
Right,
kind of
yeah.
like foreshadowing stuff, I feel like, you know, because even like the mirror, we saw the hand in the mirror
That's right,
before we
yeah.
even saw it in the show. It was just in the end credits, you know?
Yes.
So who's that guy? So they went after this beast, this magma monster.
Yeah.
And I thought Sarai had a lot of good points. Like, she had a lot of good questions asking, is it the last of its kind? Does it have a family? Does it feel? Does it think? It's true. Like, we
good.
just, I'm saying we as humans, you know,
Right.
but
Yeah.
like with Harrow, I get it. Like, he's thinking, well, it's just a monster. He's totally judging it, not even understanding or knowing what they're getting into.
It's almost
That's
like
right, that's it.
he did what those kings are doing and that queen.
Mm-hmm.
They're just listening to Viren say his spiel.
Yeah,
And they're just
yeah.
taking it for what it's worth. You know,
Yeah.
they're just believing him.
Like,
Yeah, he does have
You
a
know
lot
what I
of
mean?
power with words. Like,
That's
people just
right.
really openly trust him. And when he was talking to the other kings and queens, yeah, like, even his display with dark magic, it was
his
so...
presentation.
his presentation was phenomenal. Like, it was really amazing, you know? I was thinking the whole time, all this is with dark magic, so you're killing things while you're showing all this, but it's the way to get your point across to be like, this is scary and these people are killing us, so you better do this or we're all screwed.
Right,
you're
and
gonna
if
take
they're
over.
not seeing anything other than what he's saying,
That's
right.
like, how can you go by?
It's like
You're not
brainwashing,
seeing
you know?
any other signs.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see if you're seeing devastation within your own kingdom, you say, well, you know, have you, you know, and talk amongst each other.
Yeah.
But none of them
Had any
Right.
experiences,
No.
yeah,
They
so they don't
haven't
know. I mean,
noticed
they know
taking his
Harrow
word.
died because he was assassinated by an
yes,
elf,
but they haven't
elves.
seen any of this.
Yeah, they haven't
They
seen
don't know anything about it.
It's hearsay.
And then so the young queen, she's like,
I liked her
I
a
she's
lot.
like her.
skeptical
Yeah,
because
she
she's
is.
like, you're just going along. If it's unanimous, okay, I'll go along with it. And she's so
Yeah,
right.
I know, I loved her
Yeah,
speech
she's
too, and she was
good.
calm the whole time. Like,
That's right.
even though I'm sure she got insulted by it, she handled it professionally too. Because like
Yeah.
Viren was right away like,
Yeah, and
you're
it
a
rubs you
girl,
the
like,
wrong
that's
right,
right.
right.
yeah,
You're
like
too
where's your
young.
region? You don't know what you're
Right,
doing
where's
here.
the
You can't
adult?
make decisions. Yeah, so like he was putting his foot in his own mouth because here he's trying to show like everyone else and convince them with this huge display, like, oh, all these bad things are going to happen to us, and then he's talking bad to her, and she's like, well, no, and she threw it right back at him, and then everyone else started seeing her side. So it was showing in this that how easily people can be like overcome mentally, or they can just
Especially when he's so passionate about
Yeah.
his belief.
yeah, because people could be
And what
easily
he
convinced.
wants.
Exactly, especially when you are determined and really truly believe something, you can brainwash other people to think the same thing.
Right, and that's what he did with Harrow.
And I think Viren does speak a lot of truth too, where maybe Zadia is trying to take over. They do have a lot of powerful beings and magic, and they could take over, but at the same time, like, you're going to risk all these human lives to go at war with these ultimate forces that, if they wanted to, they could have, like, killed humanity a long time ago. So why try to stir that pot, you know?
You know, it was so funny, I thought too, okay, back in the day, like, if you're having one kingdom help another kingdom because they're starving, these two queens are coming up to and begging for help, you would think they'd pull together their crops, you know, like the basic necessities, crops, you know, cattle, you know, like that kind of stuff instead of this black magic.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
this
God.
magical...
I think what they were saying is the lands and the weather and everything, like, nothing was good to grow
Because it's the winter,
anything.
yeah, because it's winter.
With any harvesting, like, sometimes you just have many bad years depending on,
Yeah,
like,
that's
not that
true,
I
yeah.
garden or anything, but although
Right.
it's a wonderful
Yes,
hobby, I know
yeah.
you used to.
Yeah.
She loves gardening.
But I know that there are a lot of bad times, you know, back in the day where, you know, sometimes you didn't have good enough lands to actually grow anything, to find this other way. I mean, they said they were suffering for, 7 years or so because their lands were just not, you know, healthy enough to actually grow anything.
But to wait that long, first off, is like, oh my
God,
God,
my God.
7
Yeah,
years.
but
I mean,
maybe
they're
not
very
wait.
proud.
I know, to actually go for help. Yeah,
Very,
to actually
very
go for help.
proud.
You're right, yeah.
They're probably
But
very
I'm
proud.
sure that really was common back then, too. I'm sure, like...
They didn't want to come for help, and they wanted to take care of their own.
And it was asking a lot, too, because most kingdoms, I'm sure, would say no, like Viren said, because now you're going to put all our kingdom at risk because, okay, well, 100,000 still will die, but now it's going to be amongst both our kingdoms instead of just theirs.
Yeah.
So it's like, when do you make that choice? And I love the idea of Harrow, and I hope there were people like that, because I'm sure there were great leaders back in medieval times, too. But, you know, for how caring he is, I love that idea where he really is that compassionate about his followers and his kingdom, and it isn't about, like, oh, royalty, I get all what I want, harsher on them.
Right, he realizes just because I'm born, I'm the prince.
That's right.
Yeah,
So,
and
you
he
know,
was like
just
that
because
since
I
the
was-
beginning.
Yeah.
You know, he was a very caring individual
he
where
was.
he's like, I'm not above everyone else. Just because I was born into this line, why do I have the right to have all this power and have all these rights to wealth and fortune? And I thought that was cool how he was just very open-minded to really caring for others. And I really like learning a lot about Sarai in this too.
Yeah,
She
she's
was
a
cool.
really,
She was really
And she's a warrior as well, just like your
Yeah,
sister.
and she's
Yeah.
you know, she's very thoughtful. She's very compassionate.
She is.
You know, they're a perfect match. I really do feel that they're a perfect match.
Yeah, they're
And-
probably like best friends. Like, you
Yeah.
know, sad. And I'm so happy that she could fight too, and that she was Hero's advisor too. Like, I thought that was
that's
pretty
right,
cool
yeah.
before Viren. I guess he was an advisor as well because he was advising him, but Sarai was
The ultimate.
the ultimate and closer one. And I love how Sarai and Hero could actually battle too, like full on spar with each other, and it was so cool. You know, to like, oh god, don't stab each other.
Still play, and she can put tart, jelly on his nose. And,
they had such a good relationship. You know, so it was very sweet to see that and see how strong she was.
That's right.
And I wish they didn't end it here, of course, because now I want to see what happens. You know,
of course.
But that was cool that she went with her husband, because she's like, even though I disagree, she made a joke out of it, and she was like, I love you, and that was in our vows, right? Like, I have to stick by you with whatever we do, and it's a hard decision, but they want to save a lot of people, so you have this balance of, do you just kill this mysterious monster to have all these thousands of people survive many winters, to feed multiple kingdoms, and you'll live happy and healthy?
True. Is that true? Is that really going to happen?
Yeah, hopefully.
You're taking one man's...
That's right. Word.
And say if it is true, like, is it worth doing? Because even Sarai was saying, you don't know anything about this monster. Is it even a monster? You're labeling it like that.
Regard for Xenia.
Does it have feelings? Like you said, like, someone coming up to us, like if you reverse the roles and they decide to kill and wipe out all humanity because we're monsters, what makes it right. So I love how they throw those ideas in there where you have to really think about it, because sometimes we do judge and we're like, oh, and you just kind of label something by its
just
cover.
because one person is saying it, one source is saying it. It's amazing how many people just get on board.
So I like Queen Anya, right? I think that's her name, Anya. And she reminds me a lot, if you guys watch Game of Thrones, she reminds me a lot of Lyanna Mormont. Yeah, remember that little girl? She was awesome. So that's all I'm saying, no spoilers. But I just totally think of her with this. Pretty cool. So I think she'll be the one, if they keep bringing these other kingdoms in, that will lead other people. We'll see, because she really does have her thoughts and own opinion, to actually fight back and debate things. And the others, it was kind of fun to see that, where, kids can relate to that too, because I know it is technically a kid's show. Kids can relate to being awkward and trying to make group decisions and just going with the flow.
Instead of the queen bee is saying it, so all the kids go around and, just do whatever the queen
agree
bee
with
says.
whatever, they're intimidated by. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. But then that one person, that younger
is going
girl,
to go against the grain and say, no, that's not right.
And she actually spoke her mind and thought about it.
And with this dark magic that Viren has, who knows, he can do something to her, to change her mind. He probably thought, oh, my presentation is so impressive. Of course she's going to go with it. When she didn't, he was so...
I know, he's very judgy too, but he's always so good at his words. He has something against children too, because yet he didn't even care about his best friend's kids. And he's like, telling his own son, you can kill them, like accidents happen all the time, you'll figure it out, So he has a thing with kids. He doesn't, maybe because he knows he can't persuade them because they have their own, thoughts.
He has his own agenda. He's just doing all of this just for his own agenda. And he's telling her the story, so we don't even know if this is a true story.
That is true.
The whole thing,
you're right.
He narrated it.
I kind of just took it as truth, but you're right.
He was saying the whole thing, and he was, so in the story, he was making himself look good.
That's right.
And making
that is a good point, because I'm really conflicted where I think Viren was a really good guy back then, and I'm hoping that he is telling the truth and we're seeing actual history, and maybe you guys can elaborate that for us. Yeah, because I'm kind of hoping that he was a good guy and that his soul is being taken over by dark magic, because the more he does it, we see his skin changing now and his eyes, your eyes always change with dark magic, and it's demonic, and
his voice.
Yeah, it's creepy. I know, it's all backwards and stuff. It's weird. So it's cool how they do it though, but so dark magic is really bad, so I'm kind of wondering if all this is true, if we go with that maybe this is really just taking him over and making him a bad guy. I'm hoping that he did care for his friend at one point, because to just want to kill his kids now, because it's all about taking over Zadia. He wants to have the power of humanity to save humanity, to go after this magical force, and it's all that other stuff that he had, he's just kind of throwing away. So I'm that kind of... It's weird.
And it's really weird even to present day now with him having this presentation with the other kings and the queens. If they don't do what he says, is he going to do black magic even on them?
That's true.
On their,
who knows? Because he has a lot of power right now. And we've seen a few things that he can do, and who knows what else he has in his closet, because he has butterflies and stuff. And I'm sure certain things, like you said with the Titan, if he gets a hold of the Titan, that he can do this massive magical thing to protect and feed to to 10 kingdoms. Like, that's a huge feat. Like, to be able to do that, I can't imagine, like, what other power he can do.
Yeah. Exactly.
He can just take over anything he wants to if he had the right ingredients,
look what he did
I
to
guess.
Hero, I mean... You know, I mean, he can do anything, really.
I swear to God, please no spoilers, but I feel like there's something there with Hero because we never saw what happened when Viren went into that room and closed the door, and so I know his body was murdered, but I feel like, is he in a coin? He brought that snake in. Did something happen with that snake? Like, I feel like there's something there that was just left open. We know all the creators of Avatar, like, they really think their characters through and stories through where things always come back full circle, so I'm like, that has to come back. Well,
and I want Callum to open up that scroll.
I know, it just the rats. I do love that transition, like the transitioning of the different cuts that they did, the quick cuts of Amaya hammering in that stake, and then going to Callum opening up the scroll and breaking the seal. I thought that was so cool.
Right, because it's probably Hero's version of what happened.
Oh yeah, maybe
because
that would
it
be
happened
neat.
at the same time.
Yes.
That is true.
He said, I've done some terrible things.
I hope so.
His terrible thing is listening to Viren.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny if we just get the same story again, but it's like completely different.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right.
No, this is the real version.
Yeah, like all the characters are like,
down.
their attitudes are different and stuff. Yeah, I'm curious now. But yeah, I want to see what he wrote in there, so maybe that's what it's going to be about. Can't wait to watch more. Really good show. And I hear that they're going to make up to 7 seasons, and I know they have 3 out right now, and I guess the 4th might come out this year, maybe next year, we'll see. So loving it so far, yeah. I think it's really enjoyable. I love the idea of the world, and the fantasy stuff is great. And again, I always compare it to like Lord of the Rings, but I do have like a Harry Potter feel a little bit, mainly Lord of the Rings.
A little bit of Avatar with the gang together and everything.
Yeah, I love having the gang together. I agree. I definitely have the Avatar feels when I watch it for sure. You know,
even though like Callum doesn't have a power yet, you know, you can feel it. You can.
I know, like he's learning the elements as he goes or something, you know. I know, like Sokka was so silly, but he does have silly moments sometimes. Like the whole zip, zap, whatever it was, you know, bark.
He's still trying.
Now he needs to fly and kick a pow. That'd be great. But I think we'll end it there. Can't wait to watch more. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye, guys. And poor Bait, too. He was so cute and understanding. I'm glad that Callum accepted this. Come join me. I need life.
He felt left out.
He was totally left out.
Oh, God.
Especially when Ez pushed him.
Yes, and Ez has a connection. Like, he was full on synced to Zim.
Yeah.
That was crazy.